right, number 1. Now, when we were working on chords, mentioned how it's important and helpful to count things out loud as you play. So at any time you're having difficulties with this rhythm stuff, same thing. Not as big of a deal, since we've already done it with the chords. Not as big of a deal about counting out loud, but if it helps, definitely do it. I'll be saying it because it is helpful. It definitely is helpful, especially for number 2 coming up. All right, here we go with number 1, every bar being different. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, screwed up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, alright, hang on. Alright, should be good now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There. So, probably a good time to remind you of that idea. So I kept goofing up at this point, right? So I made sure I could play those 2 bars correctly 3 times in a row before going back to the beginning. Usually when you can do something like that to correct a mistake or to polish up a bad area, when you can do it 3 times in a row and you go back to the start and put it all together, usually goes pretty well. Usually. Not always, but usually. Alright, let's go to 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's try the repeats here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, number 2. Back to the upbeat stuff, or the upstroke focused rhythms. Back down to 60. Here we go. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4, and my throat's still a little messed up from that whatever sickness I had. 120, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repetition. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, all this stuff is still in key of C or A minor, all the scales that you're learning. And yeah, what I mentioned earlier tonight was we are playing or using some arpeggios to make this riff. So those are the notes for an A minor chord, B diminished, C major, and then D minor. So A minor, B diminished, C major, and D minor. So we'll be going over all that stuff fairly soon, perhaps, now that the bends are done. We'll definitely get closer to it anyway. Okay, so that was with repeats. Finger tapping now. Oops. Not my pick down. Okay. Back down to 60. So you got a reminder on this. That pattern is 100% the same as that, and same as that, just moving up an octave at a time. Here we go. Even though this says it's a 5/4 time signature, I'm still going to just count 4. I think that'll be easier to do. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice no repeats on this one. Okay, this is difficult enough on its own. So just, yeah, still spending like 10 to 15 minutes max getting this as fast as you can. That's a good idea. Don't really need to go any faster, You won't really need to go any longer than that. Especially with this really, it's almost the same length as 4 bars when it comes to a 4/4 time signature. But anyway, so because of the length of this, it should still take like 10 to 15 minutes to reach a maximum speed. Just remember, when you get to a point where it takes like 2 or 3 minutes of really struggling to get one more take, once you get that take, call it a day. That's all you got to do for that. However, you reach that point of after like 2 or 3 minutes and you're like, there's no way in hell I'm going to get another good take at this speed, or get any good take at this speed. Drop it like 10 beats per minute and try it again there. And if you're still struggling, drop it another 10, try it again, so you can still end with a good take. Anyway, let's play it again. This time, let's go to 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. $140. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got some noise in there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going up in 40s. Let's go up another 40. 220. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one I mentioned, you can get really crazy fast with it. The only problem is you get to a certain speed on that metronome, it's really, really hard to keep everything spaced properly. So, yeah, just be careful. Only go up when you feel solid with it. And if you don't get crazy fast, this week, that's all right. Just this can be something you come back to when you like. One thing I like to do, just without the metronome, is just kind of go for it with this one. Yeah. So, but doing that with the metronome, making everything in the correct spot, that's a pain in the butt at those kinds of speeds. But without it, and you're just having fun, whipping through it, who cares what the tempo is? Just have at it. Yeah, I think that about covers it. But yeah, once I get that video on information or advice on how to get started with practicing improv and tips and all that stuff, I'll send that off to you so you can try them out. Try out the ideas. And yeah, I think that'll cover it. So any questions, let me know. And I'll see you again next week.